Greetings, Earth Stars. Eliane-Nicole here, your astrologer and tarot reader. And now I'm going to do a cosmic weather report for the week of Monday, February 28th through Sunday, March 6th. This is an intense week, especially because of the Mars-Pluto conjunction that is on Thursday. One of the toughest, most intense planetary aspects of the year, Thursday, March 3rd. But I'm going to start at the beginning of the week and we'll work our way through. Monday, February 28th, Juno, the asteroid goddess who rules marriage and partnerships, is forming a sextile with Chiron in Aries. Chiron is the wounded healer. The sextile is a harmonious combination. So this is the energy of forgiveness. This is the energy of an amends or an apology. It could be a therapeutic conversation or a healing conversation between partners, whether that's married partners, business partners, or creative collaborators. Also, Monday, February 28th, Mars in Capricorn trines the North Node in Taurus. And so this is really strong energy for achievement and manifesting on the earthly plane. And it's Capricorn and Taurus, Earth, Mars in the North Node. This is very high achievement. This could be around money, around wealth, around business. It could also be in athletics. It could also be around military. Mars rules the military as well. And it could be a really great money-making aspect as well. Taurus has to do with investments sometimes, so it can be a big payoff in investments as well. That night, Venus in Capricorn trines the North Node in Taurus. And so Mars, Venus, and Vesta are moving together. So right now every time there's an aspect, all three of them are making the aspect. So it's really kind of tripling the energy that's going in. So like this North Node. So what is the North Node? North Node is Rahu. That's the head of the dragon. The North Node in Taurus. Taurus is about abundance and prosperity and earthly comforts and luxury and money and good food and flowers and, you know, just all those kind of Taurian things. It's also investments and banking and our financial systems. It's also land and the environment and Mother Earth. And so Venus trine the North Node in Taurus, I mean, this has to do with, you know, people like who are working on beauty or art or justice or, you know, love. This has a very like high achievement yeah, I don't know, it's kind of hard to really explain, but it's a prosperous aspect really. March 1st, Tuesday, March 1st, Vesta in Capricorn is trining the North Node. And so it's like all your devotion, all of your work ethic is paying off in a major way. Also, on March 1st, the moon enters Pisces, and the sun in Pisces sextiles Uranus in Taurus. So there's a pleasant surprise the night of March 1st. Wednesday, March 2nd, Mercury in Aquarius conjuncts Saturn in Aquarius. And so this is a very, very serious conversation, an exchange of, you know, intellectual ideas, concepts, solutions towards progress, thinking out of the box regarding very serious and long-term issues. And also on March 2nd is the new moon of Pisces, and that's happening at 9:34 a.m. on the West Coast. And the new moon is an incredibly rich and fertile cosmic soil to plant the seeds of intention that we want to manifest. Pisces is about the dream, you know. Pisces is about healing. Pisces is about recovery, compassion, generosity, empathy, vision. So this is a great new moon for us to dream as a collective what we want our future to be for the world. At the same time as we're dreaming for what we want our future to be in our personal lives, it's up to us to dream the dream for the future of humanity in these very dark times. It's our imagination that's going to get us out of it. You know, our collective imagination of what the world could be. And then, of course, putting in the work to make that happen, which is what I love about the Capricorn Pisces energy that's been in the sky right now. It's like Pisces is the dream and Capricorn is the hard work and the commitment that it takes to make the dream happen. And also Wednesday, March 2nd, Juno, the asteroid of marriage, is squaring Uranus and Taurus. And so this could be a shakeup in a partnership or a marriage. It could be a plot twist, rebellious, defiant behavior, something like that. Any of those kinds of things. Thursday, February 3rd. This is the big day of Mars in Capricorn conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. And this is the last time that Mars and Pluto meet up in the sign of Capricorn. Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008. And as I mentioned before, some astrologers might argue that that's when America's Pluto return started, as soon as Pluto entered the sign of Capricorn. Other astrologers who use a tighter orb would say more in 2020 is when the Pluto return started, even though this year, 2022 through 2024, is when it is having the exact peaks, because Pluto goes forward and retrograde and that whole thing. It's going to have 3 exact. But again, Pluto it's a long-term aspect. It's not something that happens on the day. It forms exact, although those are important markers for us to look at to see, you know, where the wave peaks. But yeah, so Mars conjunct Pluto. Mars is the god of war, meeting up with Pluto, Hades, god of the underworld. This is very foreboding, very dark, very ominous. You know, this has to do with major power plays happening, major transactions around wealth, plutocrats, underworld figures, military leaders. You know, this is all around business and money and finance and the power structure. And also that day Venus conjuncts Pluto. And this is just very deep, dark, transformational energy. It can have to do with death, destruction, grief, despair. You know, in our personal lives, can a Pluto conjunction be positive? Yes, it can be. It can be a time where you are feeling very strong will, very powerful, very persuasive. Yeah, but this week is a hard week, I think, for the collective, you know, and I hate to say it, but I have to say what I'm reading here, you know. Saturday, March 5th, the sun in, and I want to say, in your personal life, a Mars-Pluto conjunction or a Venus-Pluto conjunction, it can be really great financially. It can be. It can be a time where a powerful or influential person comes in and is able to merge with something going on in your life in some way. So it's not all bad, but just knowing what's going on in the world and seeing these aspects ahead, and knowing that the moon moves into Aries, the sign of the warrior, that day. I've just got my eye on Thursday as a day for us to just be aware of, you know. And then Saturday, March 5th, so Friday is kind of it's an interesting day. I'm going to go on to Saturday, March 5th. The Sun in Pisces conjuncts Jupiter in Pisces. This is very auspicious. This is good fortune. This is grace. It's generosity. It's empathy. It's compassion. It's expanding the dream. And, you know, again, for the collective, that has a different expression than in our personal lives. You have to look into the house that Pisces rules in your chart to know where this is happening for you. But in general, in these tough times that are going on, I'm directing everyone to the Pisces area of their chart, because in your personal life, that should be an oasis right now, where there's a lot of grace and mercy and empathy and generosity, even though there's like some tough aspects going on in other places. You know, 2022 is really a year of parallel tracks, where the one track, there's like all of this like death and destruction and grief and despair, and on the other track that's running exactly parallel, there's all of this inspiration and hope and beauty and generosity and compassion and just like incredible offerings and art and love and new life. And so it's so easy to let the darkness and the despair pull us down, and it's important to acknowledge it and not to look away. We can't look away from our shadow, because that's when it gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it becomes this beastly thing that can no longer be contained. But we can't, you know, like fall so into the despair that we aren't staying connected to all of the opportunities for growth and creativity and love and connection that are also happening, that are just as real and just as profound and just as meaningful. Yeah, so also Saturday, March 5th, Mars enters Aquarius, Venus enters Aquarius, and they form another conjunction. And so Mars and Venus got together February 16th in Capricorn for an exact conjunction. And then now they're going to have a second conjunction March 5th and in Aquarius. And so now there's a whole new energy happening between Venus and Mars. They've been working together, you know, and Vesta's there with them, asking them, what are you devoted to? What is sacred to you? And they've been working very hard on what is sacred to them. They've been working very hard on what they're devoted to. They've been working very hard on the dream, you know, and they had all the sextiles last week with Neptune. And so now they move into Aquarius together, and now they're like zooming out, looking at things from the bird's eye view, and also kind of looking ahead into the future. They're having futuristic ideas, progressive, you know, goals. And so Sunday, March 6th, Vesta in Capricorn conjuncts Pluto. And, you know, basically to me, I just feel like what we've been through since Thursday, Vesta, the high priestess goddess, comes in and seals it, like, you know, after, you know, again, bringing us back to that flame within. What is sacred? What are you devoted to in this world of contrasts and dualities? And, you know, what keeps our inner light going? And we are going to be deeply, deeply committed to that in the days moving forward. Also, Sunday, March 6th, Mercury squares the North Node. And so this is tough news around money, or land or security. And I'm coming up on my 15 minutes, so that is where I will end.